We are back. Debatable Podcast.
Debatable.
And man, we are the day after the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson battle. And I don't think it was debatable that the battle, I mean, I said battle?
You said
the
battle.
fight. The fight, I think everybody's saying the fight was trash. I don't think that was debatable. But what wasn't debatable is that I went on ChatGPT and I said, ChatGPT, who you think is going to win based on age? You get them talking about skill set, wins in the past, and they accurately predicted that Jake Paul will win the fight. And I sent that to Dentut. I posted up all my stories and everything so Cass could see before I said that. Like, you know, so I was like, look, man, because after we started thinking about it and talking about it, it's not like Jake Paul was fighting Deontay Wilder. You get what I'm talking about? You know, Gervonta Davis actually said that he would beat the brakes off of Jake Paul. So I don't know if they might set that one up. He got to be careful because Jake Paul is a big guy, but I don't know. I think he might be right because that's more of a even though Jake Paul is bigger, but this guy is younger and ready to go. You know, and you know we've done seen smaller guys knock out bigger guys in our time. You know,
I mean, based on age, that makes a whole lot of sense. It's like you have to remember, man. As the older you get, you start losing a lot of stuff, and main thing when physically is just strength. You know what I mean? Like the impact Tyson had when he was 27 is totally different at 57. You know what I mean? So I mean, I guess I just didn't want him to throw the fight number one. You know what I mean? I didn't want him to throw the fight number one and this dude just like knocks him out and have him looking like that. At least like that MMA fighter.
At least we
didn't
see that
before.
Yeah,
I didn't want to
see that either. Goodness gracious,
You know what I mean?
I didn't want to.
I
And
didn't
after
wanna
I
see
saw the ChatGPT prediction, I was like, I don't even want to see this, man, because I definitely didn't want that to be part of his legacy. But I guess, I mean, it's not so bad based on the fact that he did knock a few people out. He did knock a few credible big people. Not necessarily. You might want to mute it. He did necessarily, or close out the app for a second. He did knock out a few credible people in the past. I would say big people. You know what I'm talking about, sizable people. So it definitely began to. I started thinking, man, he might embarrass this guy. But I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad it at least went to 8 rounds. I mean, it was what it was. It was definitely a lackluster fight. Yeah, but you still think it was thrown? Because I know you were saying that before.
I think it was performance. I think your man, Jake Paul is a businessman, and he came through with a lot of money. He went to a location that's like remote, and he was able to pack the place out. He's a sensation. He's been doing it for a minute. That was crazy though. The undercard. The fact that the $2 million seat.
You know what I'm talking about? The fact that they sold a $2 million seat, or I guess it was like a package or whatever, maybe like 5 or 6 of them for the $2 million.
Right.
That's crazy, and that's something that we in battle rap need to be looking at, because when you talk about a big Eminem battle, a Jay-Z battle,
it's gonna happen.
Who else?
We're gonna do it.
Who else? A Jada Kiss battle. Who else is nice in their prime? When you talk about any of them guys in an arena, now you can see if it's properly promoted. So I saw Charleston White talking trash on battle rap because he was like, yo, battle rap ain't got no substance. And I think that's something that, I mean, part of it is true, man. Like, it is the same thing over and over and over again. So it does need some, and that's why I like the beats on, I like battling on beats, man, because it brings an element. You follow what I'm talking about? It allows, and I like storytelling. Didn't they do that? Didn't Saigon and Vado do a story for their last?
One of their rounds was based on some time factors between their relationship, and Saigon was talking about how he came up and how he looked at him or whatever the case is, and your man flipped it as well. You know what I'm saying? From there, based on who he is and how he looked at him or whatever. And this is another part of why we like doing it on beats, because our content it lives on. You know what I mean? Sometimes cats see a battle and forget about it, but with us, when you throw on our joints, we want you to be able to think about it.
Yeah.
They work out to it.
Definitely.
Like, you know, there's a lot of people
the
right
way
now.
The way we curate and it is definitely it's unique, to say the least.
Absolutely.
It's definitely unique.
A lot of people right now love
Right.
the Keith Murray Fredro Star joint.
Right.
I know I've seen guys comment, this is my workout music.
Right.
Or this is my joint. When I come to, I'm not feeling good.
Right.
I want a good laugh.
Exactly.
I come to this. And, you know,
Exactly.
And you know, to me, you know, it means
Exactly.
a lot because it says that, you know, the content that we putting out there,
Right.
is content that's gonna live on forever.
Right, but you know, because his whole comment to say that battle rap ain't got no substance, you know, I mean, yeah, there is a lot of, you know, gun talk and stuff. I do think that, you know, we do need to get more creative, because it is kind of like, you know, it's like it's a few people that's popular that you could point out that have unique styles and unique topics that they talk about. Everybody else kind of talk about the same thing, you know. So but I mean, what substance does boxing really have, you know? So does it really have substance, or UFC
yeah, exactly, or
right.
MMA, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, cats try to catch you and beat you bloody, you know what I mean? And that's the straightforward
that's
to it,
the beginning to the end of it. So I mean, that's that. I mean, but yeah, I think, well, you're gonna see when we launching our new series in March, so definitely look out for that. And we have some new elements that we're gonna add to the battle. So I was watching the Sean. You saw it, right? You saw the clip with Sean, and Diddy.
Yeah. Now the whole thing with Shine and Diddy, you know, that's like what's his name? 50 Cent's guy that was with him, Smurf.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're gonna be disgruntled. You know what I'm saying? But the difference between the two is that, you know, you was out with your man,
right, and
it popped off, and he got off. You went in,
right,
and you know, you did time. I understand. I understand his sentiments insofar as he came home to nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? While he did his bid by himself. He said he must have whatever he received maybe twice. It was like, you know, laughable or insulting. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing in comparison for what he did. Yeah, he because basically he held it up. You know what I mean? He ain't say what really happened. Whether he ain't say what really happened, because from the story, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't just him as a shooter.
Yeah, he went on to say that there was a witness that his lawyer kept telling Diddy, do not put that witness up on the stand. That witness is going to be the witness to bury him. And the witness buried him. So I mean, of course, now the thing about it is, you know, when he got out, not when he got out, but when he got his ambassadorship and came back as a diplomat,
right?
And then, you know, they got the pictures with them like showing mad love to each other, right? So that's a little bit confusing.
Well, he forgave him.
Yeah, okay.
He said it. He said, like, look, you know, after a while, you know what I mean, I had to accept, you know, what I did.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, you know, he accepted his role that he played in all of it, and he forgave him. And, you know, I could understand that part of it too, because, you know, it's like what you were saying about Grant Cardone. You know what I mean? The car hit me. Right. I gotta take responsibility for taking that role.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you shot his gun. I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether or not he did or not.
We don't know the what is it called? But I know.
Well, I'm not saying shoot anybody, but I mean, I thought it was said that he shot a gun, but I don't know.
Man, I know personally, when you in a situation, you got the hammer on you, and you with your man. You follow what I'm saying? Anything goes down. You follow what I'm saying? You have to take responsibility for that. You know what I'm saying? I've been the shotgun guy. You know what I'm saying? I've been that guy. I'm with the big homie. You know what I mean? I got the burner. I got the biscuit. And if it pops off, I remember one time we was at the store. We was at a record store, CD shop, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I went to the store. At the environment was okay for me to go to the store. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to go to the store. Store right next door to the record shop. You know what I mean? On Blue Hill Avenue. And the big homie was like, you know, somebody rolled up. And when they rolled up, it was altercation between the big homie and the guy. But I'm in the store. Another friend stopped me, and he's letting me know, like, yo, bro, man, you know, want to kind of chill, hanging out with this dude. You know what I'm saying? Because he's that guy. He's really hot out here. I'm like, yo, that's my man. I'm with him, and I'm holding the biscuit at that time. So, how about if I would have been outside?
Right.
The how I read that into that storyline right then and there at that time, because there's been a couple of them that I escaped. How about if I would have been outside and he pulled up? They would have looked at me, and that look that I would have received at that moment in time was one, either let him have it, or get ready to let him have it. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been one of them things. But because I went to the store and somebody was letting me know about what was going on, this is when I started to like kind of recognize how I was moving. Right. Because say something would have happened, I would have had to own that. I would have had to take that. Say I would have murdered somebody or innocent bystander. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gunplay. You know what I mean? I would have ate that. And in those type of environments, you don't know if you're a pawn or not. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if you're really a pawn. You know what I mean? They got you there. Yes, love, you eating, you good. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know if you're a pawn. And then you recognize. The only time you recognize whether or not your position is really solid or not is when you're in those type of situations. Like when Beans went to jail, Dame, he was there with them. They had the same dress code, so Dame was really there for him. But then when it was time for Jay, all Jay had to do was like, yo, look, from based on what Oskino was breaking down, all he had to do was like, yeah, look, I'll sign or whatever to say that I'm responsible for him, or you know what I mean, or whatever the agreement was. But based on it, he like, nah, I ain't taking that responsibility. And from not taking that responsibility, they ain't give him house arrest, or they ain't give him there was no leniency. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you never know when somebody's playing you for a pawn, and it just seemed like for Sean's situation, he was a pawn. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I do understand. I do see what you're saying. About to see, man. About to see, because but I can tell you right now, I think Diddy is getting more of a fair fight than R. Kelly did. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not saying that, I don't know if he was innocent, guilty, whatever, to me, I thought that R. Kelly, I felt like if the parents was involved, to me, it was a real confusing situation. But everything was against R. Kelly. I didn't see not one piece of media. I did not see one person on R. Kelly's side. With Diddy, at least, it seemed like he got a fight. We're going to see, because if Flex is making Sean sound like that, whether it be right or wrong, he's got some people in defense of his corner. You were just playing something from Stevie J, and you was like, what is Stevie J doing? Is he trying, and I knew the dude was trying to trap him up, but it did seem like Stevie J was trying to help him out. So,
even with Stevie J, these guys, well, okay, let's do it this way. Hugh Hefner had an interesting lifestyle, very colorful lifestyle, where from a journalist guy, he went from just doing journalism, and then he took it from that to the Playboy magazine, and the Playboy magazine went from the Playboy magazine to the Playboy mansion to these Playboy parties to this Playboy lifestyle, right? So now, this particular lifestyle that Hugh Hefner had, I don't see it any different than what they're accusing Diddy of.
No, that's a fact.
You follow what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, people come to you to your house to have a good time.
Right. And that's another thing. The whole thing with R. Kelly was all about minors. Based on the law, there's obviously there was footage or whatever, but there's been no footage of Diddy with nobody under the age. They keep saying it.
Listen, okay.
But they ain't showing it.
That's why I go to Hugh Hefner. Because Hugh Hefner had some very questionable bunnies there, man. Like when you're looking at the age factor, it was questionable, man. If you're saying I'm 18 when you look like you 17, 16, whatever the case is. But my point is the fact that if you look at it in comparisons, because they're looking at his lifestyle of 100 bottles of oil, IV.
That right there was ridiculous. That just because, that's ridiculous. And the way people jump on the stuff like that, is ridiculous. Like I ain't even see, like, you know, I'm like, that's a smear campaign. But like I said, I like the fact that at least, you know, because again, the man is innocent supposedly, right, to proven guilty. I just like the fact that he has people defending him, because there's so many times that, you know, people get into these positions, you know, Cosby, you know, Kelly, you know, now Diddy, and nobody comes to their defense. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Well, Judge Joe Brown.
Oh yeah.
You know, he made it known. He identified a lot of errors, like, you know, Homeland Security that's not in your jurisdiction.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
interesting.
He made it he identified the fact that, you know the Mann Act, that was something. Oh, the trafficking and all these different things that they're saying. These are things that's put together for specific people. You know, the boxer. You know what I mean? During the time of his.
Oh yeah, the one that they created Johnson, the whole Mann Act behind. The whole Mann Act was created behind Jack Johnson. Exactly.
Yes. So it's like, you know, based on that, it became a situation where, you know, it was taking down a African American,
right,
for having a white wife, and this white wife that he had, he was basically beating up all the white people. He's knocking them down. Boom,
definitely
boom, knocking. And then back then it wasn't just 12
doing them
rounds.
dirty.
They had their rounds like something crazy, and he's beating every white man. And then his wife was a white woman, so it became like, okay, that's his trophy. And it just became a situation. So my point is, and that's why I go to Hugh Hefner. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can't call the kettle black,
right? Or
the pot can't call the kettle black. When
facts.
Diddy ain't doing nothing different than the Playboy Mansion.
No, 100%.
His parties was known to, you go there and have a good time.
And it was funny that isn't there some video footage of him saying, yo, if you under 18, you gotta go right now. That was on my point. That was my point, is that if the moment that everybody is over the age of 18 and these people are coming in and consenting to be a part of any whatever,
right?
Yo,
but how about this, right? When you go to a party, you go into a party to go find a woman,
right?
And if you're a woman, you go in there to find a man,
right?
And so you can say, "Nah, I'm just going to have a good time."
Right?
Okay, fine. You're going to have a good time
unless you go as a couple.
His parties was that. You go to either one, have a good time, right? You ain't looking for nobody. You just want to listen to music, drink, and have a good time and go home. Or you're going to look for a woman. You could do that at a Diddy party. Or you want to look for a man, you could do that at a Diddy party. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, you can't convict him. The public opinion right now is convicting him of that.
Yeah, no, but I'm thinking right now he got a little bit of a fight in the public opinion more than ever. You gotta see, he definitely got more of a fight than Cosby did.
Well, no,
he definitely had more of a fight than R. Kelly.
No,
come on, R. Kelly was baked. Nobody.
The fact that they denied his bail,
and I think the reason that R. Kelly got buried is because he got off once. You know what I'm saying? So the moment he got off once, that's like OJ. Right. You know what I'm saying? OJ got off once. You know what I'm saying? And it was like the second time, ain't nobody wanted to hear it. People didn't really want to hear it. You know what I'm talking about? Right. Even though he could have been innocent, it was like a situation like, oh, well, you got caught up again. Sorry. And it's the same thing.
Even though it was your jersey.
And then you remember, they wound up convicting OJ the second time on the day that the lady, Nicole Simpson, was killed. So, it was like, come on, man. It was revenge. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, and then, come on, Cochran died, what's it called, mysteriously. So, I mean, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, Diddy did his fight. I just feel like I'm just at least glad he's getting more of a fair fight. And it ain't really a fair fight. At the end of the day, like, unfortunately, against the federal government, they come, that's why it's a 3%. 97% of the people plea out on federal charges. You know what I'm talking about?
Even
so like people, but that was state. That was state. So usually you can. It's more of a chance. Like you could look up the numbers and the percentages of fighting a state case versus fighting a federal case, and that's 97% of federal. So don't let nobody trick you into believing
he pled guilty. Word?
Yeah, exactly. That don't let nobody do that, because 97% of people that go into the Fed, they gonna plea out because it's the federal government. Like they able to pull every. And now I guess if we get into the how are they winning 97% of the cases? And I would say resources, because you know what I'm saying, this is an organism with tentacles, you know what I'm talking about, in every state that runs every, you know what I'm talking about, that becomes one body, you know what I mean? So like to defend yourself against that is not going to be easy. So you know, so yeah, I'm just saying,
I wish the best for his kids, man,
and it's funny that, you know, Meek Mill now is like, you know, no Diddy, and it's like,
I wasn't feeling that.
Yeah, I mean either, but I'm thinking the pressures, like, you know, I'm just from the conversation, from the conversation, because we had an interesting conversation with a sister that used to be in the music industry last night, and like, you know, the type of energy that's in that music industry. You know, I mean, it's said that it's demonic.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
I get that.
So I mean,
the man Busy Bone broke down the whole thing about how they, you know, they was flipping the music backwards.
Wow.
And, you know, he broke down the whole thing. How they were talking about how, you know, how they were talking about specifically to make, you know, the gangster music. It was specific.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, we already know. Come on, the moment that Reagan and then met, what was it, Bush and Reagan that met with Eazy-E? Come on, like, and then that was, and then also, remember there was some footage, and our YouTube, I'll get y'all a link. There was some footage about a dude that said that they used to do seances, and they used to send the energy into the tape. This is when they was doing tape.
DJ Clue broke down the science of the tape, how the tape is way different.
It's captioned. That wasn't Clue, that was Quick.
My fault.
Exactly. Yeah, how to catch everything. So that's why they would come together, party, so they would capture the energy. Exactly. Right. So like, you know, exactly. So yeah. So I mean, that being said, him having to, you know, try to defend himself from that. You know what I'm talking about? He got all these different people in his ear from different walks of life. I'm not giving him. I'm not trying to give him no excuse. I'm definitely not feeling it either. Yet, you know, Meek Mill to me, he's impressionable. He's still young. He came in young, so it's not like he was, you know, had a foundation in any type of, you know, in any type of culture or anything to keep him grounded, to keep him in tune with some of the real things. Like, so he could be pulled any which way right now. Come on, man. You see the type of people around him, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, all I'm saying is this, right?
And they're like, yo, you need to make sure you separate yourself from that. I'm sure that's what's going on. Yeah, somebody's like, yo, you need to separate yourself from Diddy.
All I'm saying is this, man. Whatever they saying, if they're trying to play you, ex-bodyguard, whatever, said he heard whatever. Right. My man, if that's your man, that's your man. Meaning,
nah, that's not your man if you're doing that, though. That's the funny thing that,
but I'm just saying.
Hoffa was saying.
No, that's my point is, if that's what's going on, right? If that's what's going on, then I can understand certain things. But if that's not going on, if you know that's not going on, and it's this pure what is it called? It's pure
BS.
And Cass is just trying to play you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then let that be that. You know what I'm saying? But stand by your guy, because guess what? When it was good, it was good. That's your guy.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? Now, if there's some funny business going on, then I get it. You know what I'm saying? But if there's no funny business going on, that's your guy. Just keep it 100.
Or just just be quiet.
That's like, you know, Dr. York, right? When Dr. York first got out, he's getting out, but when he first got locked up, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, are you one of them guys with the, you're like, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? But the doctrine is this, and you don't know nothing about the case. You know what I'm saying? So like, so let that be that. Let it stand on its own.
Right, but who are you saying that was presented to?
This is public, like, because, you know, in the public's eye,
right,
you're gonna have people.
Well, I would liken it to Jazzo. I mean, because he's the only person that I could say. But I'm just saying that they've been on a public platform, because if you're gonna bring it up and it has to be a correlation, then it would probably be Jazzo. Now another thing is, he could have just been quiet about it.
Well, when Vlad asked him the question,
no, I'm talking about Meek Mill. He could have just been quiet about it. You know what I'm talking about? No. Because I'm saying he could have been just, you know, because like I said, I believe that there's some people in this corner telling him like, yo, you got to choose a side, you know, because, you know, we're about to bake this guy. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's politics.
That's politics.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, you know what I'm saying, politics. You know, even with, you know, a Dr. York situation, not to go off a far tangent, that is also a political situation because there was a objection to the mindset and the thought processes put out by the information. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, there was a time everybody was rapping about him. Drew, Santana, Nas, they was actually quoting lyrics from his music.
Fresh.
Like the great Dr. Malachi York was. Cause I talk like Dr. Malachi York.
Then there was Dr. Malachi Z. York,
consulted by the son of Malachi York.
So I liken it to
African
like when
Bada.
50 Cent was separating himself from
Joel
the
Santana.
Trump thing. Yeah, I definitely said Joel's. Go ahead, continue.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
I'm
so
behind you by saying
yeah, but I named those guys. So 50 Cent, when 50 Cent was separating himself from the Trump situation, it's politics. You know what I'm saying? So what you did at one point in time here, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you know, and you know, those type of individuals, you could just say nothing because in saying nothing, you know, you don't further damage the situation because again, it's a political machine that's after Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Whether we like it or not, whether y'all say he's innocent or guilty, there's a political machine after him. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've seen there's Congress people and senators making posts on Twitter. There's a female, I think she's Latino. You know what I'm saying? I'll get her name, but she's making posts. I'm like, what do you know about a Diddy situation to even be able to make comments on it? Like, you know, and the thing about it is the trial ain't even start yet. You know what I'm saying? It's all allegations. Right. You a public figure. How are you making statements like that so far in advance? So it shows me, okay, this is a political thing. You know, he's about to get taken down for whatever reason. So I'm saying it's a situation where Meek Mills could have just been quiet. The same way that after 50 Cent saw, okay, my guys is with Dre and them, you know, I'm sorry, my guys is with Kamala and them, or I guess was it Dre and Eminem, or Eminem performed for Kamala, so whether he got paid or not, you still made an alliance, you know what I'm saying? So even if you got paid to perform, you still basically aligned your brand with Kamala. So at some point you did hear 50 stop saying he was for Trump. You know what I'm saying? There was a point he stopped saying that and he went quiet. You know what I'm saying? So that could have been done. You know what I mean? So like, as opposed to like, you know, but again, you know, you got these young artists, man. They don't have
impressionable, like as you said,
no guidance. You know what I'm talking about? And then, you know, and this is what they do anyway. They want to bring in, you know what I'm saying, street cats that, you know, that they look at, they're like, oh, this guy don't give a F. You know what I'm saying?